So mistakes happened this week. Costly mistakes. And this always happens like the first few weeks when most of the employees come back and everyone's getting back into the swing of things. Mistakes happen and then we address them, and then usually the rest of the summer goes really well. Like the beginning of last year, we made a bunch of mistakes about forgetting things. And then after that, we barely forgot anything. I can't remember anything from mid-June to the end of November that we forgot. But so we forgot things this week. So let me go over the mistakes. One of my first mistakes was linens. We changed the category name of linens. Normally, it just says linens. But I changed it to linens dash cannot be changed, added, or deleted 10 days out or something like that. Basically because one lady last week came in Monday afternoon and was changing her entire linen order. But I already ordered them Sunday night, Monday morning. They get the order, then they charge my card and they get it ready to get sent out later in the week. So I already ordered them, already paid for them, and then she comes in Monday after the fact. So it was fine. I was able to change it. But so I had an order of linens where the caterer ordered them like a month ago, but then after we changed the category name, they ordered 9 more linens, one of one kind and one of another, and they ended up in the other category. They didn't get added to the contract under this category. They were under 2 because I changed the name, but it kept the old name. That's just the way the program works. If I change the category from chairs to chairs dash setup tear down not included, anything made after gets put in the new category, but it keeps the old one. So anyways, I ordered the linens based off of what I saw under the linen category and missed those. So I had to overnight 9 linens to myself. I don't know how much it's going to be, but it's going to be probably making zero money on the linens. If I do make any money at all, it's going to be a few dollars. But I think it's going to be a wash on the linens. And then things that were forgotten. Dinnerware, silverware at one event for Colgate College. They were supposed to have 130 dinner knives. My cat's being annoying. Get out of here, cat. Get out of here, cat. Go. Anyways, they were supposed to have 130 dinner knives. The guy getting the dinner knives ready only put a 65 because in our program we can put notes and we put 65 for dinner, 65 for butter because they wanted it to be clear. See, it says 65 for dinner, 65 for butter. They wanted it to be clear to the person who was in charge of the event that that's what they were for. So we did that for them. When he was loading, it was late at night. He was tired, and he only put 65 on. So I had to bring out 65. It wasn't too bad because I had to be there anyways. The next day, we were there all week. But it was still something that was forgot, and them thinking that we were stupid. And then one of the biggest ones was we set up a 40 by 60 pole tent this week. And the center poles come in 3 sections, a top, a bottom, and an insert piece to make the poles the appropriate height. Well, we're getting ready to set it up and find out that we have 3 tops, 2 inserts, and 1 bottom. The guy who threw the center poles on threw on the wrong piece. Instead of a top, he should have thrown on a bottom. So I had 5 guys with me. I sent one guy back to the warehouse. It took him 30 minutes there and then like 50 minutes back because he got stuck behind some sort of construction or something. So I lost that guy for 2 hours. It wasn't too bad because we also had a catering tent to do. So we put up the catering tent while we were waiting for him. And we put up half the tent with the center pole that we did have and started putting tables and chairs under. When he got there, we put the tent up the rest of the way, tightened it down. So it's not too bad, but I did lose that guy. We could have been done a lot earlier if he was there with 5 guys there instead of 4. But yeah, it sucked. And then I feel like there was another big mistake. There wasn't. But the oven. There's one caterer who just can't figure out the ovens. He owns a restaurant, and just, the ovens are just attached to the wall. They're always got gas in the hose. They're always ready to go. The propane ones, You got to troubleshoot sometimes. You got to leave them on for a little bit. You got to let that hose fills up because this hose is really, really fat and about 10 feet long. So sometimes it takes a little while for the propane to fill up. Sometimes the propane tank that fills the trucks every week fills them a little too much and they got too much pressure and you got to bleed it. So he was all panicking. Obviously he's panicking because it's not working and he's got to, in a few hours feed people. So I went out there. I knew what it was. I knew what was going to happen. I knew it was only going to take 5 seconds. Basically, I turned the oven on. The hose was hooked up. I turned the propane on, and then I bled it. And that lets the little bit of air that's in the tank blocking the propane from going out. So then it blasted propane in the hose, and within 5 seconds it was on. So this has happened a few times. So what I'm going to do from now on is every oven that we put on site, we are going to hook up the propane ourselves because we usually make them do it because it saves time. But then it doesn't save time because then he doesn't do it right and I have to go out. So I should have been doing it from the beginning, but I thought people were capable enough. So anyways, we're going to hook up the propane and get it all set and make sure it's all good. Take a picture of the light on and everything because I don't want to be driving out places anymore. So that's it. Those were the mistakes. They didn't destroy any days. They didn't cause too much loss of money, but there were still mistakes that we have to address. My cat's butt, that's a mistake too. But yeah, we just got to address them. I have a checklist too when we go through, when we load the truck and we go through the checklist to make sure everything was good. And I did use it, but I didn't actually visually check the center poles. So we're going to have to do that and make sure. But that kid, he's never going to make that mistake again this summer. He felt bad that he made that mistake. Anyways, those are the mistakes. Let me know the mistakes you made because I know every week people make mistakes. And let me know how you're going to fix them because you got to fix them so that everything runs more smooth. Like I said, this happens every year in the beginning of the year. We make a few mistakes and then we get back on track. It's like a shock. It's like you go from almost nothing to then like crazy amount of work all within the span of like 2 weeks. So it is a shock and you got to get back into the groove of things. Those are my mistakes. Thanks for watching.